Like many people, you've decided to save hundreds or perhaps even thousands of dollars by performing your next vehicle repair yourself. But whether it's just a simple brake job or a complicated head gasket change, your task can turn into a nightmare easily with the rounding of a bolt or a stripped thread. Now, there are several important but often overlooked steps you can take to help ensure that your next project goes both smoothly and the repair lasts a long time. Firstly, before you start gathering tools or ordering parts online, it's important that you do proper research. Now, there are a wide variety of sources for information these days, but some of the most popular are repair manuals from the manufacturer, such as Chevrolet, BMW, or Ford, or an aftermarket repair manual from a company like Haney's or Chilton, where they do a complete teardown of the car and show step-by-step instructions for essentially every repair. Another great resource in today's world with the internet is going online and finding a forum relevant to the make and model of the vehicle you drive. Some examples of this could be CamaroForums.net or BimmerPost.com, where you can find other community members posting detailed pictures and instructions for popular repairs. Lastly, a lot of people have been using YouTube. YouTube is a great resource for information because not only can you see how other people have performed the repairs, but they're videos, so you can pause them, slow them down, and replay at steps you may get confused. Second, all the research in the world isn't going to help you if you can't stay organized. Staying organized helps prevent the loss of hardware and parts, so you're not going to be spending your entire afternoon looking around for the bolt that you just dropped. It makes repairs go quickly because you can have all your old parts sorted, you know where your tools are going to be, and also it keeps costs down by ensuring you're not losing tools next time you go to use them or the next time you have a project you begun accumulating things and you become more and more capable with your tool set in your garage. Finally, one of the most important aspects of performing a car repair, but very often overlooked, is following torque specs. So torque specs are essentially different bolts from the manufacturer. It'll tell you how tightly you want to tighten them. Instead of just wrenching on it as hard as you can and hoping it's not going to come loose, you want to use something like a torque wrench where it is specifically calibrated, where you set the amount of foot-pounds or newton meters of torque that you want to exert on the bolt. And once you get to that rating, it clicks, so you know you're done. This helps to ensure that you're not over-tightening things, you're not stripping bolts, and you're not breaking anything. Now, in addition to following torque specs, another important aspect of torquing bolts is to even follow correct patterns. Now, for things involving gaskets and other forms of sealing mating faces together, you may find that you have a specific pattern of bolts and you have to torque them in that order to make sure that the forces are exerted properly and you don't have any leaks. Another thing people often forget is to use thread lockers on bolts that may become loose. Usually it's noted when you should use this, but if people try to skip on this step, you could find that you have bolts that rattle, come loose, or maybe even become missing. Uh, you don't want to be driving down the street and have one of your caliper bolts off your brake come loose. So a thread locker is basically just a liquid you could buy and you put it on your bolt before you screw the bolt in, and then the liquid hardens and it creates a semi-permanent bond so that way it won't rattle out on itself. So, in conclusion, following these three points are just going to make things go a lot more smoothly for you. Even if you only follow a couple of them, you're ahead of most people, most shade tree mechanics, because these steps are so often overlooked that this is why people regret taking it to professionals because they have the experience to know that these things are important. So, although this list is not an exhaustive, complete list, this is guaranteed to help your next repair last longer and go more smoothly. Thank you for watching.